Joncum to jump for the Radford Highlanders, and it's won by North Carolina A&T.
This is North Carolina A&T team who right now doesn't have Cameron Langley, their star point guard, on the floor.
It's Watson, pull-up jumper, and they've got it first. North Carolina A&T leads by 2. It's time to take a look at the North Carolina A&T starting lineup. Who stands out to you, Cole, so far?
Well, that guy right there, you just saw Marcus Watson, man. He's had a huge season so far, one of the top players in the Big South. You know, this is a Aggie team that, you know, has talent all across the board. They have a good mix of, you know, transfers that Coach Jones has brought in, but also a couple of, you know, highly touted, you know, high school prospects.
A traveling violation there, whistled against Lewis Joncum. And you mentioned Marcus Watson, 12 points per game, a top 100 player coming out of high school. Originally committed to Oklahoma State, but ended up going to New Mexico State. Cross-court pass received by Watley, and Beatty will return. Watson looking for 4, finds it, 4-0.
That's something Watson can do. He's a big, strong guard, and he's going to find favorable matchups, and they'll go inside and post him up a little bit.
Ryan Hart. See early backcourt pressure. Hart fires from 3 and connects. Hart, a 35% three-point shooter, makes it 4-3. High post, inside, whistle, contact. It's a charge. Taken by Lewis Joncum. It's whistled against Colin Smith.
It's a great play there by Joncum early on. Smith, you know, very deadly scorer inside. If he can draw a couple of charges on him, it'll make him think twice about attacking.
Hart will have it, left wing, over to Williams. Hart, another look for his second. Off the mark, pulled down by Mangum, offensive board. Mangum got his first start of the season against Upstate. It'll be Williams to try one. That's no good as well. This time, board goes to North Carolina A&T.
Radford, a team that usually has a size advantage. This is a game where they actually don't within conference play. Good steal there by Hart with the mismatch inside.
Yeah, Watley had the positioning, but Hart makes the play. Joncum, short corner. Mangum will fire away. Strong collision, whistle. It's against Radford. First on Joncum. As we take a look at the starting lineup for Radford. Joncum just checked out. He did start. It's along with Mangum, Williams, Hart, and Jeffers.
You'll see this from Radford all night long. Anytime they get a make or a dead ball, they'll come with some 1-2-2 pressure that falls back into the man. That's just trying to get the team out of rhythm. But every now and then you get lucky and make
there you go.
Play
from Hart. Similar pressure from North Carolina A&T. Jeffers picks up where he left off, knocks down a tray.
I think what we're seeing so far is North Carolina A&T, you know, they're going to sit back in that zone, and Radford's going to have the ability to get some good looks, and so far they've been able to knock 2 down as well as get a couple offensive boards.
6-4 they lead. There's Jeffers on the defensive end. Beatty wanted a foul, didn't get one. More pressure on Watson. They've got 4 to shoot. He pulls up right wing. No. Board, though. Offensive from Fillmore, and he kicks it all the way back out. Those have been big for North Carolina A&T this season.
Both of these teams pretty strong rebounding teams.
Nice defense and challenge from Mangum, another offensive board. North Carolina A&T averaging 38 boards per game, and it pays off. A 3-ball from Demetric Horton. 39% three-point shooter.
Great extra effort there by A&T, able to keep the ball alive and get not 1, not 2, but 3 shots in a possession. Radford going to have to find a way to box out some of these bigger guys for A&T.
Hart tries another. No good. What a board pulled down by Mangum, but can't corral. He lets go. Horton, who has a 3 today, works it toward the left wing, guarded by Williams. Searching for an outlet, and he finds Beatty, now over to Watson. Down low, Watley. Huge mismatch there, and he makes it go.
And again, that's something that's probably going to happen all game long. We're going to see a couple mismatches. Jeffers there not able to counter the height of Watley.
That's 6'2" against 6'9". Jeffers fires away. No good. Radford had position, leading the squad to that victory.
Yeah, you know, again, one of those transfers we're talking about him, man, he's an absolute sharpshooter. He's a guy that, you know, is definitely capable of knocking down 5 threes in a game. He's done it a couple times in his career, so Radford has to know where he's at all times.
After losing 4 guards in that game as well, he filled the void in a big way. Joseph drops off Jules. No. Walker can't corral, but it'll stay with Radford. A new 5 into the game for Radford. It's Lipscomb, McNeil, Joseph, Jules, and Walker. And how about that? After the first media, you just get a new 5 in.
You get it. That's a team with Radford that has a lot of depth. You know, Coach Nichols still tweaking his lineups. We've seen a lot of different lineups this year. This game will be interesting. What he's seeing so far is, you know, Radford's already attempted 7 threes. So this might be a game where some of your shooters are out there a little more than they normally would be.
Jules assaulted as he goes up for the putback, and he'll shoot 2. Shaquan Jules, 63% free throw shooter. You know, it's interesting, Cole. At one point, Jules was the points per game leader, and you look around this team, still no player averaging double figures, but it's a team effort for Radford.
Yeah, there's not that guy. You know, we saw Josiah Jeffers get 23. You know, he could very easily have 5 points tonight, you know, and somebody else goes off, which kind of makes it hard to scout a team, you know. Most of the teams in the Big South, you can identify 1 or 2 players that, hey, we got to take this guy out of the game. Radford does not have that guy, which, you know, hurts you at times when you need a bucket, you know, but also makes it hard to scout.
It's interesting. It's interesting, too. Rarely do you see that one year, but back-to-back years for a team is quite rare. Lipscomb guarding Horton like glue. 14-13 to play. 9-6 lead for A&T. Deep 2 is off the mark. And the board goes to Watson. Corner Horton pulls the trigger, connects. Demetric Horton has a couple 3 balls.
The defender there fell for the ball fake again, giving Horton an open 3, and he's a guy that if he's open, you better believe it's going to go down.
McNeil has a step, double teamed in the short corner. Joseph lets it fly. Long, Watson's got it. Radford 2 of 8 from 3.
Radford could really take a page out of the Aggies playbook and get some offensive boards.
Watson wanted a foul there on the 3 ball. Hoisted up off the mark. McNeil.
You know, when you shoot a lot of 3s in a game, there's a lot of opportunities for long offensive rebounds. If you're going to take a lot of shots and they're not going to fall, you have to get a couple of them back.
Lipscomb has his shot knocked away. Fillmore.
Great play there by Fillmore in the right spot, able to get his hand up and contest, come away with the block. A lot of length for A&T on the floor right now.
North Carolina A&T on an 8-0 run. Pull-up jumper toward the right elbow. Ricochets away into the hands of Jules. Here comes McNeil. Joseph alone in the near corner. Connects, he's got that one. It's 12-9.
That's what you have to do. You have to keep shooting if the last one doesn't fall, but you're wide open and you're a shooter, put it back up. Joseph, a guy who can definitely get hot. He's had a couple of big games this year.
And Joseph, a 35% shooter from beyond the arc, averages 6 a game. Another guy who can get hot is Horton. He feeds here to Watley, who goes off the glass and makes that one. It's 14-9.
On the offensive end, A&T is not doing anything, that's all too fancy. They're just finding the right matchup and attacking the rim and using their size.
Lipscomb to McNeil, who drives right. Can't get the layup to fall, but it's Jules who follows up and drops it in.
Jules is a unique player. He doesn't play huge minutes, but he's very efficient on offense when he gets in. He has a good way of finding the ball and scoring. Not a guy that's going to back you down and show off a lot of post moves, but he just has a knack for getting the ball in the hole.
And a strong athlete, and on the other end, it's Marcus Watson who connects with the floater. Here's Joseph, other end, 11:07 to go. 5 players just waiting at the table. Jules goes inside. How that continues into the first half. Jules misses the first. Shaq Jules, 63% from the free throw line.
He's a guy that at times in his career has struggled from the free throw line. You really want to make here, obviously, for the point, but you want Radford to be able to get in their full court pressure. Not able to do that off the miss.
That's right. Radford now 0 of 4 from the charity stripe today. Under 11. Here's Cameron Langley. Down low. And a nice play by Jules. Ball knocked away. Jones tries to get inside. No, but the follow-up from Josiah Jeffers is off the mark. Whistle. It's going to go the other way. A foul against a Highlander. It's on Shaquan Jules.
See Langley making the difference right away on the defensive end. This guy has just been an absolute star at North Carolina A&T. All-time leader in the conference in assists, and right now one of the best passers in the nation. Radford going to have to find a way to slow him down. A&T has a lot of guys that can score, and Langley's a guy that knows how to find the right guy.
He's got it now. He's double teamed in the corner. Skip pass. Yeah, Cameron Langley, a grad student, the guard out of High Point, North Carolina, one of the best players in program history. Holds the all-time assist record at A&T as there's a foul down low off ball as Jeffers and Watley were fighting for positioning down low. And boy, that's going to be a tall task for Jeffers all night, literally.
Yeah, absolutely. And Jeffers there, giving up a lot of height there. He's the senior. He was a little clever there. I think he might have done a little acting job there, but he was able to get the foul.
Got entangled there. Hart left wing. Jeffers to Mangum, who has positioning.
A lot of height on this zone, making it hard for Radford to find a shot.
Tough break there as Mangum, I think, will get whistled for the foul. Offensive. And then Jeffers had the open look in the near corner. Third team foul for Radford. Watson gets it ahead. To Watley, they try to go inside, deflect it away, stolen by Jeffers. It's a 3-on-3. Jeffers says no, he'll retreat and get it back to Rashawn Williams. One more corner, the freshman for 3. No, offensive board. Another chance, Hart. Drives inside, tall trees, instead it's Mangum. He gets the pump fake. Good look, can't finish. A couple of those here today.
And Langley looks like he's definitely hobbling a little bit, and I think coach has a sub in for him, trying to play through some injuries. Let's see what he can do.
Horton. Down low inside, connecting is Hart and the foul. That's Smith. He'll go to the line for 1 and extend the lead. It's 18-11. Take a look at that one. Smith, simple, gets Hart in the air and gets the call.
We're talking about Colin Smith, a guy that was at UCF and was the leading scorer the last 2 years. He's a big time get for this A&T team. There's talent everywhere here, and at 6'11", he's a very difficult matchup, very efficient scorer inside.
Nothing but net. On the end one, it's 19-11. Big possession for Radford. Try to keep this within striking distance. Williams trying to help with that. He can't do so. Rashawn Williams, the transfer from USF, has been awfully quiet tonight. Langley works over to Watson, who will go left. Short corner. Smith again. Got that one.
That's something Smith can do. He's not just a guy that scores around the rim. At 6'11", he can step out and shoot the ball.
Hart'll shoot as he drove and shot a floater from the short corner. And just trying to claw back at this one. Remember, North Carolina A&T moved to the Big South just this year. Prior to joining the Big South, they carry a 28 home game conference winning streak. A member of the MEAC, the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference, for 50 years, joining the Big South in July of 2021. Here's Brian Hart. Yes, on the front end. 93% free throw shooter, ranks first in the Big South. Walker in for Williams. Misses the second. That's hurt him today, too. 1 of 6 from the free throw line.
Yeah, Radford's going to have to get it going on the defensive end to try to spark some offense. Really struggling to get the ball in the hoop so far.
22% from the field as well. Lobbed, knocked away by Walker. Could have been dangerous as Watson came sailing above. 1 to shoot, hoisted up. Jeffers hauls it in. Jeffers gets it to Hart, now down low to Jonkum. Short corner for Walker. Jeffers, open look, right wing. No, another offensive board for Jonkum. Well, that's been there, but haven't gotten the shots to fall. And there's
Duncan Powell, the big, 4-star high school prospect at 6'8", was an Arkansas commit, decommitted to come to A&T, and he's, just a couple games from being ready to come back. So this is just possibly the most talented team in the Big South. If Coach Jones can, continue to meld them, this is a team that's definitely contending for a title.
Misses the back end. Radford now 2 of 8 from the free throw line. And that's the way college basketball is now with the transfer portal. How quickly things can change and how quickly teams have to mend together to be a title team. A lot more pressure on coaches nowadays as well. High post, dropping off, low post, and finishing it off is Webster Fillmore, the 6'7" senior forward.
Really, so far, the Aggies just dominating in every aspect of this game. On offense, they're getting any shot they want to, and Radford just unable to find anything outside of outside looks.
Battling down low is Walker, now drops off Mangum. Mangum battles for the basketball, and they get it. Another high post look for Walker, and another second chance for Radford. Here's Mangum, near side corner, fires away from 3, he's got it. Lead's cut to 7.
And I love that from Mangum. I love when guys make a hustle play to keep the ball alive and the ball ends up coming back to them. So there, Mangum diving on the floor to get the ball. It comes back to him.
And one call there as Jonkum connects with Watson. He'll shoot 1 to extend the lead to 10, and boy, that could have gone either way.
Yeah, and he took the charge, but it looks like he was right inside the circle.
That's exactly
Maybe
right.
1 step higher. Yep. I think that's the right call. It could really have gone either way, but that's pretty much how all charge calls are. All right. Charge calls are 50-50. They could go either way. Usually it's whichever bench can be the loudest. Back when I was coaching high school, I'd always tell, anytime there's a close charge, you better get up and yell charge, because sometimes the officials will definitely give it to you.
They love making the call as well.
They love making the call. They love getting that head behind. Boom.
There's a message to Coach Nichols and his squad. Get loud on the charges.
That's not something you got to worry about with this team. They are a loud bench.
That's right.
Radford just unable to get any momentum going. 6 minutes left in the first half. they got to get something going sooner. They could be looking at a pretty big deficit going into halftime.
And they only turn it over for the 3rd time, but just a team that's not shooting well right now from the field. Simple as that, 5 of 21. 1 of their last 7. And a traveling violation there. It'll go against Jeremy Robinson, the junior forward out of Paul VI.
A&T really mirroring the 3-quarter court pressure that Radford's showing.
Jeffers to Hart, needed here, and they got it.
That's a big shot. Be aggressive against the pressure. Get the ball inside. And that's the difference there. You know, instead of just passing the ball around the perimeter and getting a 3-point shot, you get the ball in the paint. That sinks the defense, and that opens everything up just a little bit more. So Radford has to keep getting the ball in the paint first.
Robinson, top of the key. Nice spoon move against Jeffers and drops it off. And what a play. Tyler May finishes it off. The grad student guard out of Farmville, North Carolina. Other way, it's Hart to Jeffers. He's at NBA range. Pass inside, one more Mangum looking for his 2nd today, and he finds it. Radford has back-to-back threes. It's a 6-point game.
I like that again, getting the ball to Williams at the high post, and that collapses the defense, able to find Mangum on the wing. And Radford has some rhythm on the offensive end, but you just can't trade baskets. You got to find a way to stop this potent Aggie offense.
Momentum game now. Near wing, Jackson goes inside, whistle, it's going the other way. Or hold on a second, other official has a block. And that is going to be a block on Radford, yeah. I think he got Williams. And that's going to be foul number 6 on Radford. As McNeil will check in as well, along with R.T. Stapleton, who we see for the first time today. And it's North Carolina A&T ball. They lead by 6 and have it. High post, Fillmore dropping it off and flushing it in. It's Jalen Jackson, who just checked into the game and makes an immediate impact, the freshman.
Great job there by Jalen Jackson to see the backdoor Cam McNeil. He turned his head for just half a second. And if you lose sight of your defender, it's over.
McNeil on the right wing. Skip past Stapleton. Spins, resets. McNeil gets his man in the air, pull-up jumper. And Radford starting to heat up from the field a little bit more to stay in this one. They've hit 4 of their last 5 jumpers from the field. Driving inside, it's Robinson, no offensive board, blocking foul stays. And they were 4, looking to make it 4 out of their last 5. And here's Jeremy Robinson. Has the first. Robinson, a 37% free throw shooter. Went to Paul VI in Chantilly, school that's known for producing talent. Produced Jeremy Roach, plays for Duke. He's got both. It's an 8-point game.
How about North Carolina A&T coming to the Big South? Just a huge get. You know, Hampton made the jump a few years earlier. Now with North Carolina A&T, this is a conference that keeps getting better. Anytime you can get, you know, one of the top teams from another conference to join your conference, it's always a win.
I mentioned Hampton was actually their biggest rival in the MEAC as well, so reignite that fire a bit.
Oh, that'll be a fun atmosphere at those games.
Williams will try a 3. No, and rebounded by Watson.
Again, that's what we're going to see from Radford. We're going to see, you know, they're already on pace to shoot over 33s tonight. They're going to have to, you know, be around that 40% range, I think, if they want to win tonight.
Muscling his way to the basket as Beatty gets the whistle, gets the foul. Huge bucket from David Beatty, another grad student guard out of Philly.
And again, both Beatty and Watson, 2 and 4, even though they're guards, they're built like power forwards. Look at the strength here to get to the rim. A little bit of contact, but that doesn't affect him at all.
Did Jeffers get all ball there?
I couldn't tell. Did they call that on Jeffers or Hart?
I think
it was Jeffers.
Get that, and I think it was Jeffers as well. Well, ball don't lie sometimes. Here comes Hart other way. Stapleton loses it. Turnover number 4.
Again, it seems like anytime Radford gets some momentum, you know, they have a play like that that just slows them down.
Beatty gets to the bucket, almost another and one. He'll shoot 2 this time. That's a whistle against Shaq Jules. And that's going to be his second.
That was pretty much an identical play. And again, Shaq Jules, not a guy that is weak in any sense of the word. So for Beatty to get the ball in there, use his body against Jules, really is a testimony to his, you know, versatility as a guard. On
top of the issues that Radford is having right now, foul trouble could be an issue for some of the bigs down low, as the first one is good. Mangum has 2, Jonkum has 2, and now Jules has 2. .11 lead. Largest for NCAA. Both are good. 6-0 run for the Aggies.
Yeah, it was a big answer there for the Aggies. Radford starting to claw back in. If you're Radford, you really want to have this thing below 10 going into halftime. You know, at Upstate, they were down at half and able to claw back and get the win. Good move there by Rashawn Williams.
What a bucket by Rashawn Williams. Turns it on there and scores. That's his first 2 tonight and stops a long scoring drought.
And I'm thinking that's the first bucket Radford's got inside, it feels like, in forever.
What a cut down low. Has it knocked away by, I think, the backboard. Here comes Jeffers. Numbers, stop, go. Down low, Walker. Triple teamed, looks outside, back inside, he's blocked. It'll stay with Radford.
Great job there by Waitley, just using his size. He didn't have to jump, didn't have to move, just put your hands up. Walker had nowhere to go, but Radford will keep the ball.
Oh, you just mentioned it. Points in the paint, North Carolina A&T 18, Radford 4. You were spot on with that analysis though. Walker down low, he scores. It's an 8-point game. And a whistle and a foul called. I think it's a flop.
That's a call. I think everybody's still trying to figure out exactly what, you know, what that even means. We see it in a lot of different situations. Right there, I didn't see anything, but I'm sure they had a better angle than we did.
Beatty possesses. Just over 2 in the first half.
Radford dropping into his zone here.
That's how you break it. They go inside out, 9 to shoot. Jeffers, no, it's Watson who stepped on the line.
North Carolina A&T has been able to get into the paint at will tonight, so you have to wonder if Coach Nichols is trying to switch to that zone just to keep the ball out of the paint and make the Aggies beat them from downtown. Not a great three-point shooting team, but they do have a couple guys that can knock it down.
Physical team at that as well. Jeffers kicks over. It's Mangum. He'll try a 3, and he's got it. Trayvon Mangum knocks down his third 3, for Radford. He's got 9, leading the squad, and he pulls it within 5.
And you saw right there at 6'8", that was a good contest, but you know, he's able to get the shot off. He's got a very quick release, and when you have the length that he does and a quick release, very difficult to prevent him from getting the shot up.
We talk about Radford needing to be around 40% from 3. They're at 41 right now. Here's Horton with 4 to shoot. He's got to hurry. Hoists up a 3. It's an air ball, and it's a shot.
It's changed almost every game.
And we thought this conversation would stop around conference play. They make their decision after the non-conference opponents, but still a revolving door, and you know, sometimes that's a good thing. Mangum gets his man in the air, drives baseline, drops off. Walker has it stolen away.
That was the design play there to try to get the ball to Walker on the backside.
Here's Horton. Over to Beatty. Looking at the clock, he's going to take it down at the end of the shot clock. Watson fires away with 2 on the shot clock. No. Radford will have it with 15 seconds to go. And a 5-point deficit. Whistle, timeout called, and a good one from Darris, losing 4 straight to those tough out-of-conference opponents, but then come back with that big conference victory.
Yep, and right now you have 4 shooters on the floor around Kyrie Walker.
Jeffers pressured, 6 seconds. Hart's got to go to Mangum. He's hustled, whistle, and a travel.
And again, you hate to see that because now you're Radford, you have 9 fouls. You can't really play defense like you want to right here because you don't want to put them on the line. You're going to see this zone to try to force them to take a half-court shot. Oh, my goodness.
Wide open look, short corner, 2 seconds with time.
Record is you're 1-0 right now. And we always see it in the conference. You get to the last week, and there's a lot of seeding stuff on the line. But, you know, this is where you can really get a lead on some of your opponents. Both of these teams would be super thrilled to jump out to a 2-0 start.
Josiah Jeffers to Mangum for his 3rd 3. Rattles out, tipped high in the air. And out of play. That was actually for his 4th 3. Mangum 3 for 5 now, and it'll be North Carolina A&T ball.
Radford not going to be shy about putting it up if they can get it off.
Beatty gets caught in the air. It's stolen away by Jeffers. He's got tall trees chasing him down. He gets fouled as he goes in hard toward the hoop. And he'll shoot 2, a chance to bring it within 1 possession.
That was a great play there by Josiah Jeffers. He really had no chance with 6'11" Colin Smith chasing him down, but able to switch sides of the basket, use the rim to protect him. Watch this. Watch how he jumps over to the other side at the last second.
And get some contact as well. Jeffers is 65% free throw shooter. Remember, he came into this game with 25 steals, leading the league. Gets the roll on shot 1. Jeffers is coming off that 23-point game in 28 minutes. Was 6 of 10 from the field. Had 10 of those points at the free throw line, 10 of 13. Pulled down 5 boards as well. And it's a 3-point game.
That's how you want to start if you're Radford. Get a turnover and get to the rim.
Whistle, a foul against Lewis Jonkum.
That's just Lewis Jonkum being a bit too aggressive there.
And that's going to be his 3rd. And promptly checked out for Kyrie Walker, who has 2 himself. Or excuse me, he has 1. Looking at Jules, who has 2, inbound to Beatty. Beatty got his first start since December 3rd, last game on Wednesday. As he drives, a lot of contact, and a foul called. It's going to be against Brian Hart.
I do think Jonka being in foul trouble right now really hurts the Highlanders because between him and Shaq Jules, they're the 2 guys that, you know, can make plays inside, that can get a post feed and do something with it. And with neither of them in the game, it's going to be tough for Radford to find points around the bucket.
Here's Beatty. Yes on the first. Another transfer from LaSalle. Played in all 25 games last year, was voted as a team captain there. A lot of these transfers, too, Cole, aren't only just transfers, but they're older transfers. You look at grad students like Horton, Langley, Beatty, May, Watley.
And also with the transfers, a lot of times you see transfers that, you know, are upset they're not getting enough minutes, you know, so they transfer somewhere they get more playing time. Not these guys. These are guys that got minutes where they were. They wanted to come here. They wanted to come together and do something special here with the Aggies. And so far, it looks like they're well on their way to doing that.
All led by Coach Will Jones, who was named the MEAC Coach of the Year after he took over in the 2019-2020 season. Was also an assistant prior and served as a lead recruiter. Served him well as head coach, getting all these transfers. Inside and scoring is Webster Fillmore, the senior forward. Mangum, Jeffers. Tries to force a pass inside and is bailed out by a kick ball with 16 to shoot.
Yeah, he had it for a second and hesitated, looked for something else, didn't see another option, so tried to go back. It looks like his hand is bothering him. I think it has been since that first fall when he got the steal and the foul in transition, but he's a guy that'll definitely play through it.
So Jeffers to toss it in. To Hart, far corner three. Way long, and it's picked up by Watley into the hands of Demetric Horton.
That's unfortunate. That was a great design there underneath out of bounds. Against the zone, you only have two guys low, so you send all of your guys to the baseline. Somebody's going to be open.
Hart had the open look there. Now driving again is Beatty, had the positioning. Nice defense, Williams. Radford needed to stop, they get one. Hart, transition. Nice defense by Horton. Hart near side corner now. Under 20 to shoot.
A&T just doing a great job of having their hands up on defense. Radford had Mangum open, but there was no passing lane to get him the ball. But Sean Williams, he can do it too.
Bailout triple from Williams. Radford now 8 of 20. They're within 4. There's a defense chant from the Radford bench. With students not in town. Their own bench trying to get into it. Watson inside. Off the glass and in.
I'll tell you what, he's a special player here in the Big South Conference. Just a all-around tough matchup, able to use his size and get in there. Again, he's a guard that's built like a power forward, or maybe a middle linebacker.
That's right. Hart gets his man in the air, pull-up jumper. No, hauled in with two hands by Fillmore. 42-36. 6-point lead.
Both teams looking a little bit winded here. We've had a big stretch without some dead balls.
Horton takes baseline against Jeffers. Open look Beatty. Three ball is good. David Beatty, a 29% three-point shooter, gets one to go. Now Mangum is rejected by Fillmore. Other end, here comes North Carolina A&T, and the Aggies slow it down. They lead by 9 and have the ball after a big block. And the under 16 couldn't come soon enough for Radford.
They definitely have all the momentum. A bucket here would really be devastating for Radford.
Watson spins baseline, working against Jeffers. It's tipped out, and some numbers here for the Highlanders. Jeffers fouled.
Angle. Let's see if he can convert the and-one. This will be huge.
65% free throw shooter. Jeffers knocks it down. He's 4 of 5 here today. 6-point game, 2-possession game. A&T has the basketball. Beatty off the dribble against Joseph, drives inside, whistle, foul called. And who are they going to get? Is it Joseph or Jules? It's Shaq Jules. And once again, that's foul number 3. So Jules and Joncom both with 3 with 15:41 to go.
Looked like Shaq Jules was just a step too far to the right. If he had been one step over, would have been in position to draw the charge there.
So Beatty to shoot. He's got 9, 4 of 5 from the line today. Yes on the front end. And the 54% free throw shooter. Trying to connect both. 46-39, lead back to 7. And he's got the back end.
At some point, Radford's going to have to go on a run. This Aggies team is too talented to let them keep getting a 10-point lead and keep clawing back in.
Right call there as Langley came in and slapped Jeffers with his right hand. And that's foul number 3 on North Carolina A&T. Oh, cool, you can tell it's going to come down to it with the fouls late here in the second half. Both teams on the track to 7. Skip pass is intercepted by Langley. Ahead to Robinson, tipped away by Jeffers. Double team now is Langley in the corner. And Robinson there to save the day. Here's Watson, full head of steam off the glass. Whistle, blocking foul. And once again, I think he was inside the restricted area.
That's the same thing we saw in the first half. Kyrie Walker just one step too deep, although I think it was close. Looked like he was right about on the line. And we've seen Radford hasn't had too many turnovers, but a lot of the turnovers have just been careless. You know, they weren't forced by North Carolina A&T. As a coach, you know there's going to be turnovers, but you don't want them to be turnovers you just hand to the other team. You want to force the other team to take it from you.
And North Carolina A&T has been rather solid from the free throw line, contrary to Radford. A&T 91%, Highlanders 45%. And North Carolina A&T, a team that usually shoots 63% from the free throw line. Now 92% plus. Highlanders shooting below their normal 62% at 45. One's lofted up for Williams. Lead is back to 10.
Although North Carolina A&T is still playing the zone, they've definitely extended it as Radford was getting more comfortable.
Five to shoot. Jeffers short corner. And a much-needed basket is there.
Tell you what, he's really emerging as the go-to guy for this team offensively. You know, a guy that his whole career he's kind of been a role player, but as a senior stepping up.
He's got 11 on 3 of 6 shooting. Radford needs a stop. They find it from who but Jeffers, his 3rd steal of the day. Numbers here for Josiah. Jules, watch out below. The big fella throws it down. It's a 6-point game.
I tell you what, if Shaq Jules gets the ball and he's got a little bit of room, you better watch out because that man can throw it down. And again, who got him the ball? Josiah Jeffers.
Langley guarded by Jeffers, cut off. And a blocking foul there. Solid positioning, but the contact.
Let's watch this one again.
How about this? Waited for him, saw him. You don't want to contest that, Jeremy Robinson.
I mean, he took off just one step from the Big South there. That was pretty deep.
I think he took off from the free throw line.
It looked a lot like how I used to throw it down back in the day when I was playing video games.
Now, was that 07,
not
08?
Not in real life. Not in real life.
I was saying, because I'm pretty sure you could dunk in, it was 08, right?
Yes.
Langley coming off a screen, tries to drop it off through the legs of Robinson. Here come the Highlanders again. Williams, skip pass, deflected away. Hart continues to move to Mangum. He drives inside with the left whistle, count the basket.
And see, that's big. That's the difference right there. Earlier in the first half, we would have seen Mangum take that three-point shot because watch this. It's not a bad look, but he sees the lane. He attacks the rim, finishes strong. Just a little philosophy change there from Radford, attacking the rim.
Length plays a part there too. 6'8", able to protect that ball as well. He's got a chance to make it a one-possession game all of a sudden. Radford on a 6-0 run.
I'll tell you what, Cameron Langley, again, he's a star. He's a guy that, when it's all said and done, might have his jersey retired for the Aggies. He is really struggling to move around out there. All-time assist leader, not just at North Carolina A&T, but in the whole MEAC.
Yeah, Langley, a grad student. That's a good point. He's only played 9 minutes as well and has not scored yet. Definitely favoring that leg.
He had 15 assists in a game this year, which, again, is just an unreal number.
He's got 80 on the season. There he is, double teamed. Nice defense by Radford so far. Cut off short quarter Watson, and that's just a great shot contested by Mangum.
And again, that's, we've been talking about Watson's matchup, but there he's going up against a guy that's 6'8". He's just a tough all-around player. that can score in a variety of ways.
He leads all scorers with 15 on 6 of 10 shooting. High post, Jules dropped off again. He slams it on Watson this time.
How about Williams there? Great play. You know, he had a decent look, but he knew he had his man Shaq Jules. And again, if you give that man daylight, or not even daylight, he didn't have that much daylight there. He will throw it down.
Well, when you're undersized, switch on everything. They do it right there. Another drop off. That one's not good. And a wide open look from May. Comes up empty. Radford, a chance to tie it. They'll go to Hart, and he'll get fouled. He's fouled by Watley.
We have a chance to tie it up here on the free throw line.
And who but the best free throw shooter in the Big South? 93%. Brian Hart, 1 of 2 today.
Kevin, I've talked to you before about the
I knew you were going to say
about
this.
The jinx.
I did it in the women's game as well.
I actually think Brian Hart's only misses this year have come because of you. He did get a little rim there.
I was sweating that one. 51-49.
All great free throw shooters out there. You do not want Kevin DiDomenico on your game.
Brian Hart's proven this philosophy wrong here.
So you just doubled down on the jinx.
He doesn't care. I mean, you can't argue
Maybe
with 93%.
He's just that good.
We're tied up.
And again, not a lot of fans here in the Dedman Center. You mentioned students are still out on break, but it's getting loud here.
Langley to Watley. He's double teamed. Langley, open look for his first points today. No. Into the hands of Watson. Short corner.
Hasn't even played yet, so once he gets all his guys together, you better believe this is going to be a team that's threatening for a championship.
Talent is one thing. If you can play together as a team, that's everything. Watson has the back end, 1 of 2 from him. 1 point lead for North Carolina A&T. It's been slimmed down quite a bit. Carry-on Joseph into the game.
Big chance for Joseph to step up. Josiah Jeffers has been a leader tonight. He's off the floor right now.
Williams for Jules, and Watson grabbed him. He'll shoot 2. I think a couple guys grabbed him. No one wanted him, rising up and dropping one down for the 3rd time.
I'll tell you what, Rashawn Williams, that was an amazing pass. You know, he's a forward. We don't usually see forwards that can pass the ball like he did. He just threaded the needle there. Back-to-back possessions where he gets the ball to Shaq Jules.
Jules, front end is good. Yeah, what a look there from Williams. He has 3 assists, 2nd on the team here today, to none other than Josiah Jeffers. Tie game at 52. Radford trying to take their first lead since it was 6-4. They do, 53-52.
He struggled from the line, but he hit him at the right time.
Langley to Fillmore, high post against Jules. May, open look, Langley, another chance for his first points, and there they are. Big 3 ball from Cameron Langley. He was gonna pop out sometime, and there he does it.
And Langley not a guy that scores a lot. You know, usually the guy making the play for others, but if he's,
wide open look there for Jules, who could have thrown it down once again, and Lipscomb missed it. He'll come out of the game, and Jeffers Mangum will come in. 2-point lead for A&T.
I'll tell you what, that's hard to do. Shaq Jules is a guy that, you know, usually if you get it anywhere around the backboard, he's going to throw it down, but that one that's probably the first lob I've ever seen that was too high for him.
Work it down to Fillmore, who's working against Jules. May will pull up. No. And mop-up duty for Fillmore, 4-point game. Fillmore is the guy who's been a constant with the Aggies through all the transfers. He's proven to be a force inside. And now a senior on this team making his impact. 10:32 to play in the game. Jeffers to the goal, and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2.
You know, what I love about Jeffers is he's a guy that's ever since he's been here, you know, his first year here didn't get a lot of playing time. Every year he got a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit more minutes, and here he is in his senior year making the most of it. Really emerged as a leader on the offensive end. Again, always been a leader on the defensive end.
That's a good point. You know, we talk about Webster Fillmore as kind of a constant on North Carolina A&T. Jeffers has kind of been that guy for Radford. Front end is good. Back to a one-possession game. Jonkum will check back in, as well as Kyrie Walker. Jonkum playing with 3. Walker playing with 2. Jeffers playing with 3 as well. 2 big free throws from Josiah Jeffers. On the other end, Watley playing with 3. Smith playing with 3. Haven't seen him in some time. Watson, Langley, inside. What a play by Josiah Jeffers. Just trying to get positioning against the 6'7" Fillmore, and does so. Jeffers to Mangum for the tie. Yes!
The score keeps changing. I thought there was a point that was wrong there. So Radford actually does take the lead with that.
There you go.
The last free throw, they had given the ball to the Aggies, or the point to the Aggies.
58-57. Board from Mangum. Major collision there. Results in Radford with numbers. Now reset. 9:33 to go. Deep 3 is airballed by Mangum. 9:27. Timeout call.
I was looking at that. I was like, that's kind of interesting. You don't see that a lot.
Inbound to Cameron Langley, and we're underway. 9:20 to go. Langley against Jonkum, who has 3. Fouls, that is. Now down low. Haven't seen him in a while. It's Smith against Walker. It's a battle of the big men down there. Smith up and good.
And right there you see why he was the leading scorer at the University of Central Florida. You know, if he's a guy that if he can get you on the block, he's got good post moves in there, and there's a critical turnover for Radford. Wow.
Colin Smith again playing with 3 fouls. That's why we haven't seen him in a while. And Radford just got into double digits with turnovers. Whistle. Offensive foul. Cameron Langley, and Cole, it can't be understated how much of an impact that Josiah Jeffers makes on the defensive end.
I'm telling you, Josiah Jeffers gets one of those a game, and it's easy to take a charge, you know, when you're off ball and help side defense. It's hard when you're guarding somebody on the perimeter to slide your feet, beat your man to the spot, and take the charge, but it seems like he does that almost every game. Again, he's a guy that just defensively does all the little things you want to see as a coach.
Not to mention has 4 steals, contributing to the 8 for Radford. High ball screen. Jeffers tied up, now looking for Jonkum. 8 to shoot. Jeffers sees it. Got to get one off. Bailed out with a foul.
That hurts the Aggies because that's going to send him to the line.
A good free throw shooter at that. So Jeffers will shoot.
You are.
I looked at Cole. I didn't think he remembered.
You know, you are just trying to get these free throw shooters to miss shots. But he is a good shooter.
Let's change the topic. Jeffers, career high 23 in their first conference game. First one, no good. Pulled down by
Coach
Watson.
Nichols just gave you a look, Kevin.
He's got an earpiece in listening to us. 1 point lead for the Aggies and the basketball. Right. Smith working on Jonkum. It's with 19. Stepped away from the game last season, and then joined North Carolina A&T this season. Knocks down the front end.
Just rare to see a guy that's 6'11" in the Big South move like he does. You know, at 6'11", yeah, he can back you down and, you know, make a post move, but right there you saw him have a rip and attack the rim, draw the foul, knock down both the free throw shots. He's a huge get for the Aggies.
Get the arc on those free throws as well. Hart loses the ball and then gives up to Jeffers. Swing over back to Hart. Give to Jeffers. Troughs off Walker, gets the possession back, 12 to shoot. Williams can't get the floater to go. A&T leads by 3 and has the ball, 7.5 to go.
And I don't see any reason why they won't go right back to Colin Smith.
No, it's Beatty who tries to get the contact, can't get the roll. Strong board from Williams. Big possession from Radford. Jeffers drives back to Mangum. Now Jeffers short corner, pull-up jumper, no. Mangum a 50% free throw shooter. Gets the first. 2-point game. Both are there for Drayvon Mangum. He now has 17, leading the team. So 1-point game.
That's a big swing of events because Colin Smith was the go-to guy right there. Now he's on the bench in foul trouble.
That's right, he has 4 now. Inbound to Walker, stolen away.
Seems like anytime Radford has a chance to do something, they cough it up.
Yeah, it's turnover number 11. Hey, you mentioned always costly. Beatty guarded by Jeffers. Back to Horton, who's been rather quiet in the second half.
You better keep a hand up on him. He just needs a little bit of space.
Beatty steps back, 6 to shoot. Nowhere to go. 3 ball is off the mark. And Horton in pursuit. Can't grab it with 6:22 left. Kind of a dormant possession there for North Carolina A&T.
Absolutely great defense there by Radford. They forced the ball into Whately's hands there late in the shot clock. And by the time Horton got it, didn't really have time to, even take a shot. He just kind of chucked it up there.
A&T scoreless in the last 96 seconds.
So again, with this lineup, you have 4 shooters around Joncom. I really like this lineup for Radford.
They work it around the perimeter. Tough to break this zone right now. Just keep going back from Hart to Jeffers. Now they get inside. It's Joncom taking the lead with a 2-point field goal.
And I tell you what, give credit to Joncom. He's a guy that, he posts hard whether he gets the ball or not. It's hard as a post player to keep posting up on a team that doesn't feed the post a lot, but there he was able to seal and get a very big basket for the Highlanders.
His first 2 of the game. Now down low. Watley scores.
Watley right back at him.
5:25 to go. 1-point lead for A&T. Swing it over to Jeffers. Now kick to Williams. Step back jumper, nothing but net.
And I like what Radford's doing here down the stretch. They're not just settling for threes. They're trying to find some balance. But again, they have to follow it up with the stop. Again, North Carolina A&T pretty much the whole game when they needed a bucket, they've been able to get it.
Trying to work a pick and roll, pull-up jumper. What a shot from Demetric Horton. Gets it when they need it. 65-64, and Horton now has 8.
Yeah, he's a good offensive player. Typically scores from behind the line, or behind the 3-point line, but able to get to the mid-range there.
Jeffers cut off by Beatty, 16 to shoot, work it over Mangum left wing. Now swing to Hart. Hart, double teamed, one more Jeffers. Big shot, 3 ball, he nails it. It's a 2-point lead for the Highlanders, 4:18 to go.
Huge shot there by Josiah Jeffers. Again, I just want to give a shout out to Rashawn Williams, who just keeps passing up good looks to get his teammates plays. He had a decent look there, but knew he had Jeffers in the corner.
What a move by Watson to pursue, and he's fouled on the back end. And I think Mangum got him. He did. That's Mangum's 4th with 4:03 to go.
That hurts because what Mangum does is obviously he brings you that offensive presence, but at 6'8", he's got the versatility to guard a lot of positions.
And you saw the conversation right there between Nichols and his staff. If should they pull Mangum or not before the media. And the decision, I think, is no, as the first one is good.
You know, what I would probably do is, Kyrie Walker's going to come in there. And then when you come out of the media timeout, you can get him back in. You don't want to sit him too long.
And Walker will come in for Mangum. Kyrie Walker comes in with 2 points, 1 of 3 from the field in 22 minutes. 3 fouls and 3 turnovers. Jeffers is double teamed, tie game at 67. Jeffers will shoot 2. 16 points on the day. Now 7 of 9 from the line.
Man, Jeffers has just been huge, you know, back-to-back games. He's really stepping up his play.
He's got both, 69, 67, under 4, 3:53 to go. Radford's 3 for 4 from the field in their last 4 shots taken. And here's Beatty. Back to Watson. Go-to guy you'd think is Watson here. He leads the squad with 18.
That guy right there, you got to watch out if he gets open from 3. Great backdoor cut. Ooh.
Beatty will shoot 2, and you hope he's okay. Looks like he got his legs taken out from under him.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything malicious there, but a dangerous play. He came down hard, and here he comes. Colin Smith coming back in with, I believe, 4 fouls. But at this point, if you have somebody that can score, they got to be out there.
NCAA has 4 guys with 4 fouls. It's Watley, Smith, and Langley.
So if you're Radford, you know, Lewis Joncom has probably got to stay out there because he's really the only guy on Radford that can match up with Colin Smith, a great interior defender.
And remember, Joncom only playing with 3. It's Mangum who has 4. He's sitting right now as the first one's good from Beatty. Beatty, a 54% free throw shooter. The Philly product.
I wouldn't imagine Mangum will sit much longer.
Or maybe even the next dead ball. He's sitting at the end of the bench right now as Smith has just checked in. He could be the difference maker down the stretch. Big shot there, he misses. Radford 1-point advantage. Here comes some pressure. Important for Radford to keep possession now. Not turn the ball over. They do so into the front court.
You know, it's all situational. You have Kyrie Walker, who's not as good as Drayvon Mangum on the offensive end, but probably your best all-around defender.
Joncom dives on the floor on the loose ball. It's a jump ball, and it's NCAA basketball. They turn it over for the 12th time. Does Radford?
That's just a crucial turnover again. You know, you got to get a shot there. You got to at least get a look at the rim.
Horton will toss it into Beatty. Yep. Looked like Walker fumbled with it there. His 4th turnover of the day.
So let's see if we see a ball screen and a roll here for Colin Smith. That's how they like to get him the ball.
There's Watson for Watley. Horton trying to get space on Joncom. He drives, skips it. Watley 3 ball, no. Bringing it in is Joncom. 2:40 to go, 1-point lead for Radford. Huge possession for both teams.
If you're Coach Nichols right now, you just want to get a shot up.
Jeffers looks for Walker. One more to Hart. Short corner, pulls up, gets the foul call. The foul is going to be whistled against Watley. No, it's David Beatty.
Yeah, that was pretty good defense there until the last second. Looked like he lowered his arm at the last second.
Beatty just looked at the near side referee.
Yeah,
that was all ball.
Yeah, he had the ball, but I think he lost the ball and got a little arm. Hart,
a rare miss.
Now this is big. You know, you got to have every little point you can have here because this is a game that's clearly going to come down to the last minute.
Radford, 69% from the free throw line today. 2-point lead for Radford. A battle for the top spot in the Big South North Division.
You mentioned it earlier. Demetric Horton's been kind of quiet since the beginning. He's a guy you got to know where he is. Oh, you can't leave him open. My goodness. I was just talking about that. He's a guy that you cannot leave open.
Under 2 minutes. North Carolina A&T has the lead. Jeffers drives. Williams won't take the three from the near side corner. 11 to shoot. They got to hustle. He's got it at the logo. Stop and go. Jeffers off the glass. No. Board to Jonkum. He goes up. Gets
Huge
the roll.
play. Hey, credit to Lewis Jonkum. Hasn't, you know, due to foul trouble, been on the floor a lot tonight, but he's making plays when it counts down the stretch. And, man, find Demetric Horton.
Beatty against Hart. Look for Horton here to go. Pulls up, jumper, fade away, gets the roll. It's been all Horton in the. Hart to inbound. It's to Jeffers. And again, who's going to be the go-to guy here? Radford down one.
And you're in the double bonus. You'd really like something where you can attack the rim.
Williams lets one go. The rebound is to Beatty.
If you're Radford, you're fine. Get a stop here. You'll have a chance.
And there's a timeout. Both teams 5 right there.
Yeah.
And Walker is a great defender. Sometimes the height can be too much. Inbound to Beatty. Here we go. 1-point game. Aggies lead. Beatty against Jeffers.
My goodness.
It's going the other way. How about that? Right call as well.
I do think it was the right call. I mean, it was, you know, not a terrible screen, but Jeffers, because he fought through it, able to draw it, and now Radford will have a chance to win the game. So got a couple things you can do here. I mean, you're obviously taking any good look you can, but it's tempting to hold for the last shot.
Take it to the buzzer.
You know,
That's the question.
The thing is, if you attack the rim,
Fillmore and Beatty for the Aggies.
If you don't score, if you're Radford, you're remembering the foul right away.
The Aggies. Inbound to Jonkum, gets it back to Hart.
Yep, they're going to hold for the last shot. I love it.
Jeffers kicks over. Hart for the lead. No, he airballs. Back out to Mangum. 4 to shoot. Kick out to Jeffers. His 3 ball is off the mark.